Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about rentals. And as you know, most of you guys can't get in here right now. Things will be opening. And the people that are going to get the best places are going to be the people that jump in here first. They're going to get the best places, the nicest condos. There's plenty around. Don't get me wrong. But after probably 2 or 3 months, it might get harder to find once they open the doors over here. It might be a good idea to start thinking about trying to find them now if you can. I've showed a few places that are available here. And let me just say this. You get the cream of the crop by getting the first ones, because you get the new ones, the ones that are freshly built. And you can have them put in a toilet and a shower, or you can put it in yourself. It's pretty, a lot of guys, when I show these apartments, okay, that I show for $80, the people say, oh, there's no shower in there, there's no toilet in there. Guys, you're spending $80. You put in a toilet for $100. You put in a shower for $20. You buy a faucet with an extra connection, and it mounts on your wall, and thus you have a shower. And if you want to have hot water, you spend a few bucks on that. It's not a lot of money. Okay, and when you leave the apartment, just leave it there. It's not a big issue. It's a few bucks. You spend a year in there, you've already more than got your money's worth when you're paying $80 a month. Let's face it, even if you put AC in the place, it's still worth it. Because back home, you'd be paying $1,200, $1,400 a month for a small one-bedroom apartment, about this size, okay? And over here, within 6 months, it pretty much covers itself because they're so cheap. So cheap. And they're beautiful little apartments because they're brand spanking new. Those are the ones you want to get. You don't want to get one that somebody has already lived in before, because usually they're trashed. The stuff is stained. The tiles are stained. The walls are stained. The walls are gross. And you have to repaint it and redo it. You have to kind of redo the place over again. Even though it's a rental. Because the people that rent it usually won't paint it. Sometimes they will if you ask them nicely and say, hey, listen, I'll cover the paint. You guys paint it. They'll do it for you if you ask them. And if you tell people here what you want to do when you move into an apartment, they love you. Because if you're going to stay there for like a year or two at least, and you put in AC, a toilet, maybe cabinets or something like that, and you have to basically once you put those holes in the wall, you got to kind of leave it there. And I tell people, you have to kind of leave it there. But when you're paying $80 a month for rent, who cares? You know what I'm saying? You're paying $600 for a split AC to go in there. That's installed, by the way, from the guy that I have. The guy that I have is very reasonable. If you go to the appliance center, some of these appliance centers charge you $1,000 to $1,200 to put in an AC, a 1 horsepower. Because you know what? That's about what I paid. They charged me about $1,000 for a carrier. Granted, it's a carrier, and it's less likely to break down, which is nice, okay? Because my carrier, I don't have any problems with it. It runs top notch. It's probably one of the best investments I've ever made. But I mean, if I move out, I'll leave it behind. Why bother ripping all that out and leaving holes in the wall and then have to patch the holes and repaint the wall and all that and leave that for the landlord? It's just not something you want to do. It's not cool doing that to the landlord either. So, and a lot of people over here, when they move, they really don't care about the landlords. They figure that they're making money. It's kind of the crab mentality, the way people live over here as far as that goes. They figure, oh, they make $80 a month off me. $80 is squat. It really is. They're not making a killing off you for these apartments. And these apartments are pretty cute. They're not perfect. It's not up to U.S. standards like some may want. And a lot of Americans, they want that U.S. standard. Well, you know what? The ones that I've showed, sometimes I can't believe that people complain or give me the thumbs down because of those videos. Because they don't like the apartment because, you know what? It's not up to their American standards, or it's too small. Well, people in Asia, they used to live in small. And that's the thing over here. When you live small, you have AC. Number one, it's cheaper. Number two, smaller is easier to clean. It's just kind of nice. My apartment's small. We have 4 people living in my apartment. I like living in there. It's comfortable. And we make it work for us. It actually works quite well. Some Americans, they kind of shun that experience. Like I'm not going to live like that. I'm not going to live like a Filipino. You know what? Once you get used to it, it's not that bad. I actually enjoy it. I mean, I split my room into two. People ask me, well, how do you share a room with somebody? How do you get intimate and stuff like that? Well, you know what? We have a white noise machine in there. You know, it keeps, we can't hear what's going on that side. They can't hear what's going on my side. And it works fine, you know, because I'm over there. Some nights I'm talking on the phone or whatever. She can hear it a little bit, but for the most part, she can't hear any of the things that I'm doing on the other side of the room. So it's kind of nice, because the white noise machine, it's one of those things that they put outside of like a psychiatrist's office, and it makes a whooshing noise, and it just sounds like a waterfall or a loud air conditioner, and it drowns out all the noise so you don't hear anything. And it's kind of nice, because when I go into the room, it kind of gives you like a peaceful noise, like you're sleeping next to a waterfall, or you're just sitting next to a waterfall. It is a nice sound, and it does help out. But I mean, my room is unusual for a one-bedroom apartment because it's huge. It's a huge bedroom, and it's so easy to divide in two, and we still have plenty of room. You know, that's the great part about my house. And we only pay $80. We lucked out. Could the apartment have been a little bit nicer? Hell yeah, it could have. Could have been a lot nicer. Could have had better windows in it, things like that. But you want to know something? In the end, here's the thing. My apartment, it's on the end, and it's super quiet. That's number one. Number two, I can cut vlogs down there. It's not too noisy down there. Sometimes I kind of have to walk away because somebody up above will be talking or playing a radio or down below once in a while. Most of the time I come over here. I vlog from over here. It can be funny over here too, because sometimes the kids bother you over here, and it can be kind of a hassle. But in the end, I have my privacy, and I love my apartment. And you know what? When you have your own apartment over here, some of you guys are going to come over here, and I know you'll have your girlfriend, and you say, well, Steve, if I have my girlfriend and she's got a kid or two, you know, I don't want to move into a one-bedroom apartment. I can understand that. People work around it, because what they do is they put a sofa bed out in the living room. That's where the kids sleep. And Filipinos, they kind of store away stuff. You can put cabinets on the wall or store stuff underneath your bed, things like that. And just kind of keep it light. Do the minimalist route. You'll be okay. If you do minimalism, you'll be fine. My girlfriend's not much of a minimalist. I'll be honest about that. My house can get a bit cluttered sometimes, so we put stuff up on top of things. And I hate the fact that they're not minimalists and I am. So it makes it a little bit difficult for me to live. It's like a constant clash of worlds, because she likes to buy things, and you know, she doesn't buy a lot, but she kind of has a lot of stuff that's big and large. Especially my girlfriend's daughter, my daughter. She has a lot of stuff, okay? And she's like a hoarder. So her room gets really cluttered. And, you know, that's her room. But still, we have like a little clash of worlds sometimes, and it can be a little bit rough for both of us. Because being a minimalist, it can be hard. Most of my stuff fits in one locker. I have a couple other things outside, my Mac, and I have a backpack that I keep outside of there. And maybe a few games. That's about it. Everything else, if something happened, if me and my girlfriend ever split up, but we have no plan on splitting up, but I'm just saying if we ever did, I'd probably give her most of the stuff in the apartment, because I really don't care. It doesn't faze me. In fact, if something ever happened, I'd probably move to a smaller apartment. Just because it'd be nicer for me, easier to live. And I love living small. But it's not going to happen, so I don't worry about it. But for you guys, you know, if you got one of those small apartments that I showed, if you had a girlfriend with one kid, you'd probably be fine in there. If you had a girlfriend with two kids, I'd be a little bit concerned maybe, because it might be a bit too small. You know, but you might be able to handle it still. Might be a little tough. You know, when the kids get older or something, you might have a problem. But other than that, guys, you know, learn to live with your smallness over here. Minimal. Be a minimalist. I know a lot of you guys, even if you're looking for an apartment over here that's larger, okay, or you're looking for a house or something, don't look for always big. You can get like a 2 or 3 bedroom home with smaller rooms and in a nice place, nice gated community, and it's easier to clean. You don't have to be mopping it. You don't have to hire a maid. You could probably get up in the morning and just clean it, and boom, you're done. You're done for the day, and you go out. You could have a maid come by every day or whatever. Just clean it in the morning. you're good for the day. She makes all your beds, she cleans the bathroom, cleans the toilets, cleans the kitchen, does all your dishes, whatever needs to be done, and then she can just go. And it won't cost you much. You get a bigger house, more to clean, more to do, more to sweep, more of everything. It gets more of a hassle, and you pay more too. You can get a good 3-bedroom house over here in my area, in Das Marinas. You can get one for about $220 to $240, with a nice garden outside your place and a pool on the grounds, gated community. Can't beat it. That's what you want. Things like that. Some people say, well, I want to get a condo, Steve. I want to get a nice condo or a big house and a big gated community, and have my own pool. That's great. Some people like that. And I respect that. If you got the money and you got the cash to do that, and you got the money to hire a maid or whatever, then by all means, do it. Me, I'm kind of like a saver. I like to plan for emergencies in case things happen. I don't ever want to get caught with my pants down over here. That's one thing you don't want. Financial emergencies, they can happen at any moment. Earthquake, medical, any of that stuff. It can happen. And that's when it starts to get scary. You never know what's going to happen. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I hope that kind of helps you guys get a rough idea about what's going on with apartments over here and homes and stuff. We talked about this a little bit more before. I just want to give you like the kind of basic rundown. And I would kind of jump on apartments where you can find them if you get in here first. And if you don't think you're going to get in here too early, you may want to find an apartment now. Just start looking. You can look online on Facebook. You just type in the town that you're going to be staying in, like Tagaytay or something like that. Type in Tagaytay rentals. Stuff will pop up. Usually it pops up. I typed it in and a whole bunch of things popped up for me. I guess, I'm not sure where you type it in. I guess it's where you type it in that is where it pops up the best. Like if you're on your home page and you pump that in, usually it takes you to something, that takes you to like rentals and things like that. Or on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. It's also on there. There's all types of rentals and they all show up. And there's agents out there you can call and see what you can get. And those are the people you want to work with. And look for the best price. Don't overprice. Don't let people overprice things on you because you're an American or whatever. And some of those places, don't forget, they're vacation homes. Look for homes that are for rent, not vacation homes, or you're going to pay more. Anyway, guys, take care. God bless.